Good day to one and all. This is Dr. Sivaraman of iknowindustries.com. So I'll be presenting for this week the Asian Session Live Market Analysis webinar. This week consists of the last day of the month of August and the first 4 days of the month of September, the beginning of September. Today we are on 31st of August. I will try to give you the derived forecast for this week, the session-wise forecast for this week in 4 majors and 2 commodity pairs. And also I'll explain to you what is going to be the trend in the month of September. Besides, I'll also do the market reading and try to find out what sort of trades we can take in order to quickly earn money during swing trades. And as I explained during that of the last week, this week we come across the month end and the new month beginning time. So we do expect the monthly trend reversal. So this time the monthly trend reversal happens for 2 weeks, that is last week and this week. And what sort of trading strategy we should use during this sort of monthly trend reversal volatile moves we need to see. I'll explain it as much as possible. Now, first of all, the expected market moves. So today, 31st of August, they are expected to make the dip and firm up move and then swing and rise during the European session. And from there, they are expected to make the slide. And tomorrow, they are expected to make a slide and hover around that level and make a dip or a drop on 2nd of September and drop during that of the European session or swing and slide and then make for the dip and firm up towards close on Wednesday. Then Thursday, we come across the ECB press conference for that. They are expected to make that slide to start with. And afterwards, they are expected to make the rise during that of the European session and then swing and drop during that of the US session. So we'll come across the market coming down for the ECB press conference. Then on 4th September, we come across the non-farm payroll and the expected numbers might be more than that of the projected numbers. So as a result, you will come across the market coming down. Euro and GBP are expected to come down after the announcement of the non-farm payroll, and they may drop during the US session and towards close they may firm up for weekend. And then the following week, that will be the first week of September, 7th to 11th of September, and you'll come across the swing and slide moves to happen during that particular time frame. So in the month of September, we'll come across about 2 to 3 weeks of a downward move in the case of Euro and GBP. And for that, they made the upward move during last week. Euro went up to 1.17. GBP went up to 1.58. But they are expected to come down to 1.08 and 1.51 level in the coming 2 weeks. So they are expected to make a downward move. Every firm of move we will be able to sell so that we will be able to book profit. There is nothing to do with that of the bearishness and the bullishness, and this is how the market is expected to behave. So keep in mind, this is what the forecast says. Accordingly, the market is expected to come down, and still it is advisable to use the hedge order to limit the risk and maximize the profit. So Euro and GBP are expected to come down. As a result, USDN and USD CHF are expected to go up. And also you'll come across the USD gaining move in the case of USD CAD and Australian dollar. So USD CAD could go to 1.34 and above, and US Australian dollar could breach 0.70 and go below during this particular time frame. So this week and the next week, you can expect a very strong downward move, just opposite to that of what they had done last week. Last week beginning, they just gained quickly the levels. And this week for the month beginning, they are expected to consolidate around these levels with a nominal drop. And the next week start, they will make a very big downward move and then continue to make the lower level consolidation with a downward stop and then try to buy against their higher level sells and also turn long in order to gain from the third week of August. So till third week of August, we could come across the downward move in the case of Euro and GBP. So be prepared for that. Don't try to hold the long positions without hedge. Then it might cause you enormous erosion of the usable margin, and that may give you the fear for you to liquidate the long positions when they make a very quick downward move. And so avoid holding long positions and try to do small swing trades, sell and buy swing trades. And once the sell makes profit, try to keep stop at entry so that don't get caught if you don't close the sell position and suddenly if they make a rise, you should not get caught with the lowest level sell. So that also you keep it in mind. But the market is expected to come down. Now coming to that of the market reading, today I have noted down the initial lows and the highs, and Euro formed the low 1.1172 and 1.1245. They just breached 1.1245 and went up to 1.1262, and they are holding above it as an extended move. And swing and firm up is expected during that of the Japanese session. Afterwards, they are expected to make the slide. So they are expected to make it extended move on the upside, hold high, and induce the traders to turn long. And then when the traders find that technically Euro is well supported around 1.12, and then they will try to take a buy. Afterwards, they will make the drop. It is unexpected drop. They will make it. People might be wondering, ECB is bullish, but still why they have dropped it? And simply they will say it is the question of non-farm payroll, which is going to decide the trend of the market. And the non-farm payroll might be positive this time, and they will still continue to make the downward move as the USD weakening, USD gaining more in the case of Euro and GBP. They will make a drop, and they will say that USD gaining moves are to be in the market. And later on, suddenly you find from third week, they will reverse the market, and that will lead to that of the USD weakening, and then they will say the risk appetite. After that of the BOE press conference, BOE interest rate decision during second week, first week, they are expected to make upward move. So till such time, they are expected to make a downward move in the market. So be prepared for that and take trades accordingly. In the case of USD-Yen, 121.08 is the low. They came down to 120.88 as a brief downward stopping, and they are holding below 121.08 now. So they will try to come down and induce the traders to take the sell positions, and later on they are expected to take it to 125 area. And similarly, you know that last week they just came down to 116, and now after coming to 121, they will go to 125 as one-sided move. Be prepared for that and don't get caught wrongly. And in the case of USD-CHF, they come to 95.96. They had done a brief downward stop and an extended move again, and they are holding below that of the initial low 95.91.93. They are holding below that of the initial low, hold it for 2 hours, and afterwards they are expected to gain the levels. This time around, they will try to go to the parity in the case of CHF. That will be a surprise for many in the market. And USD CAD. 1.3212 is the low, 1.3252 is the high. They are not breached the low or the high, but slowly they are expected to consolidate and make it downward, move quickly to 1.30 area, and then rise to 1.34 during this particular week. An Australian dollar 71.25 is the low and 71.64 is the high. They are not breached the low or the high. If you watch carefully, the case of commodity pairs, they are not breached the low or the high. But what they are doing it, the case of commodity pairs, USD CAD is showing positive net change, Australian dollar is showing negative net change, and they are making USD gaining more. But in the case of majors, Euro, USD Yen, GBP, and USD CHF, they are all showing the USD weakening move. So commodity pairs are showing USD gaining more, and the majors are showing USD weakening more. This way they handle the commodity pairs briefly without breaching the commodity crosses, without breaching the highs and the lows. And you know very well, they do the sequential trend reversal. That is, they handle the commodity crosses and the commodity pairs, then the yen crosses and yen, and then the majors, and finally the European crosses. So that is how in the sequential trend reversal they make the moves in the market, and which is evidential now. They are making the USD gaining move in the case of commodities and USD weakening move in the case of the majors. So this way they handle and try to bring in the quick moves in the case of the commodity crosses. So during this time again, we can do only swing trade. During the early part of the sessions, you can watch whether they are near that of the high or near that of the low, and then try to take sell position if they are near that of the high, not reach the high for more than 30 minutes during the early or the late session, not during the mid session. During the mid sessions, you can take positions in the case of crosses. And during the early or the late session, when they are near the high, take the sell position. When they are near the low and not breach the low for 30 minutes of observation from start of the session, you can try to take a buy and close it within the end of the session. So that way you can do the swing trades in the market. And use the trading strategy as a hedging order, 30 pips away from the other position as a risk limiting factor. Once the position makes profit, keep stop at entry so that you will reduce the risk to nil. And then you try to trail the stop in a profit making position. So we use hedging order in a loss making position, and we use trailing stop in a profit making position so that we don't miss that opportunity of closing the position with profit. Then keep 45 to 75 pips limit, and the limit can be movable. You can move it away from the market if the going is good, and also move the trailing stop so that you will be able to maximize the profit. And you know that when they are making intentional move, you can easily make about 150 pips in the single position. So then you try to maximize the profit when you are on the right side during that of the intentional move. These are all the market timings. So note down the market timings. Early and the late sessions, they handle the majors. Mid sessions, they handle the crosses. And in between sessions, you come across the gap time. During gap time, they make false moves. Before the intentional move, they make during the session. And also, they handle two pairs at a given time. And once the spread becomes more than 40 pips, those pairs they handle at a given time. The spread is less, that means they are simply holding it like this, and they are not handling it. Euro, they are handling it big, but GBP, they are simply holding it. So that you have to identify, then take position. Just don't compare Euro and GBP and, okay, Euro has already gone up, so it is better to take buy position in GBP. That is a wrong way of taking position, and don't make any relative comparison of all the currencies. You know very well, if you think that Euro is going up and Australian dollar could also go up, so if you try to take a buy position in Australian dollar, they may not rise, they will simply drop it. Because in the case of commodity pairs, they are making the USD gaining more, and in the case of majors, they are doing the USD weakening more. So don't relate to the currencies and try to take positions, and that will end up in losses. So if there are questions, you can ask me. I'll answer to those questions. So Ines got a question. What could be the trend in the case of Euro GBP? So Euro GBP trend, they are expected to make downward move, but with swings, alternative moves in the case of Euro and GBP. Sometimes Euro might be gaining, so otherwise GBP might be gaining. Now you find that Euro is gaining more when compared to GBP. As a result, Euro GBP will be upward and making a positive net change. But on certain other time, they will try to make a downward move in the case of Euro, more holding GBP, because GBP, the BOE interest rate decision is going to be in the following week. So till such time, they will consolidate GBP, try to make some quick moves in the case of Euro. At that time, you will find Euro GBP will come down drastically. Then trend in the case of Euro Yen. Yen, they are expected to gain the levels, and Euro, they are expected to drop. So Euro Yen might make sideways move. Of course, it will be within the range, or they will make a somewhat range-bound moves, but still not a significant move could be seen during this week in the case of Euro Yen for you to make a big profit. On a daily basis, they will make moves for about 100, 120 pips. That's, you can watch whether it is near the low or near the high, and then try to take positions like this. Only when they make contrarian move in the case of Euro and USD Yen, will come across big move in the case of Yen. At that time, if you take position in the case of Euro Yen, you will be benefited. Then Aditya. The extended move is usually up to 2 hours, but Euro has been rising for Asian session. So it is intentional move which should be in European session. No, extended move is identified once they breach the initial high and stay above there for that. So they are staying above that of the initial high only for about 1.5 hours now. So not slowly gaining the level. See, they set the initial low and the high around 3:30 GMT, and now we are 5 GMT. They started gaining the levels only by about 4:25 GMT, and only 30 minutes over. So identify the moves correctly. How do you determine the expected weekly ranges? I have noticed you are pretty accurate. Shamir, see, I told you they are all mathematical derivations many times. So I do not want to disclose how it has been done it, because the method is not important to me, according to me. I want that small traders to be benefited. That is why I give only the result out of that and not the methodology. In Shaukiat, these 2 weeks we should only do sell and buy trade in Euro and GBP. Yes, Shaukiat, and that will be more profitable according to my forecast. Aditya. So the extended move is identified after the breach of the higher, after the breach of the initial high or initial low. Only then extended move is identified. From once it breaches the high and it goes above for about 25 pips and come down within 30 minutes, it is only a stop point. And once they stay above that of the initial high for more than 30 minutes, up to 2 hours, then it is identified as the extended move. Yes, you are right. And there are questions. Okay, Mario. Just Euro and GBP is selling, and any warning signs we need to take a note. Okay. As far as the trend reversal time is concerned, that is month end and the new month beginning time, they are known to make suddenly whips or moves. So a quick knee-jerk reaction creating a rumor, gaining about 150 pips, and silently drop and lose all the 150 pips and come down further is possible. So there is no question of warning signals and things like that. My humble suggestion will be use the hedge order to limit the risk. Once the hedge is making profit instantaneously, keep stop at entry in the hedge and then try to capitalize on the upward move once they form the new high and not cut the high for 30 minutes. You book profit in the high near that of the high set, and then you'll find they will start sliding. If you want, you can take another sell there. Otherwise, you can simply keep the hedge order and trail down, and they will come down drastically and book profit on the buy side as well. So if you use the trading strategy, and you will always limit the risk to 30 pips. So there is no question of warning and fear and that sort of things. And you will come across the downward move. That's what I can tell you. Then Sherlin, please show the expected range for this guy. And Mario, how long should we wait for the backtesting? See, I've been giving the forecast for the past 19 years. And from 2001 onwards, I have been giving in FX Street from the start of FX Street. However, the records are available in FX Street from 2005. Do you want still the backtesting has to be done? You can just find out whether you are able to understand the forecast and also understand the trading methodology. Do it in a demo trading platform. And if you find that you are able to get the grip of the market, then you try to use it in your real account. But always keep in mind the trading strategy is going to help you rather than the forecast. That's what I always say. The forecast is a forecast. It can go wrong at any time. But trading strategy has to limit your risk, and that is where you come across the big problem. The forecast goes wrong, then suddenly the position makes big loss. So if you use the trading strategy all along, then you will be hedged with 30 pips risk, or 30 pips will be blocked. And if you use the trading strategy effectively for either way trading, then you get back the money which is blocked besides the profit. So focus on learning the trading strategy. The forecast is forecast, and I'm giving it free here in FX Street, and it is displayed for the entire week. And these webinars are recorded and it is available for your reference. But ultimately, how you use it is vital. Lanchally, does your course come with the manuals? Yes, I do have the write-up about the methods, and that is being supplied. Then week trend. Can I please show the weekly moves? Yes, I will show it. Here, GBP, is it likely to revisit 0.70? Yes, most likely. Inshallah. May I ask, when will be the market GMT timing changes? Oh, those who have been following for many years might be knowing, and also you know those who are in Europe and US, the daylight saving system changes from March to November. So from March it changes, and November it changes to that of the standard time. So the same, the GMT timing does not change. Only thing is the session timings changes, not the GMT time. GMT time remains the same all through the year, and only the session timings changes because of the daylight saving and daylight saving switched off conditions. We got a long way to go for that. Now we are in the month of September, October. Only we'll come across this such changes. Once the daylight saving system is switched off in Europe and US. Do you mean that we there will not be level change in September? I think you are talking about the level change in September. Not make it. Okay. Let me show you the slide. See, slowly they are coming from that of the extended move in the case of Europe. So that is what, all quick moves are false moves. Keep it in mind. So when they quickly gain, don't become emotional and think that the market has turned bullish. And somebody was telling that it might be intentional move. That is how they change your mind, by making such quick moves. So I am showing you the expected market moves for the week. Session-wise, the forecast is given. And each session you can follow and find whether it is happening or not. And nearly about 90 to 92% you will come across these session moves will happen in the market. And see, the swing is the early part of the session. Then slide is the late part of the session, early and the late sessions. Then Munal, after a 75 pips net change in any direction, is it advisable to counter trade? No, you have to find out whether they have made a 75 pips net change and afterwards stop cutting the high. Then you can take a sell near that of the high after 2 hours. But if they go above 75 and stay around 90-95 pips net change, they are likely to visit 125 to 150. At that time, don't sell, but after reaching 150, 160, you can take a sell. Otherwise, you can take a quick buy and book profit on this upside. Then coming to that of the ranges. Euro and GBP could quickly drop during this week. And probably ECB press conference and non-farm payroll might be used as triggers for such drops. And USD yen is expected to shoot up, opposite to that of 116, what they are showing. And USD CHF is most likely to go to parity. And USD CAD is also expected to gain to 1.34 area. And Australian dollar is expected to come below that of 0.70. Keep that in mind. Everybody will be talking about USD gaining. I always call US dollar as the sleeping giant. It will wake up for a few weeks and go to sleep again. Then all other majors will gain. Will there be change in the trading zone levels in September? Yeah, after the extended downward stop, and which I'm anticipating by first or the second week of September, they are expected to make an upward shift in trading zone. They will quickly gain the levels, but they will not retrace. This time they went up to 1.17. I was telling you it is not shift in trading zone. Many people were telling us that the non-trading zone is seen 1.13 to 1.14. But I was telling in the webinar that it is not, because they did not do a downward extended stop and in order to make an upward shift in trading zone. So this time, likely in second week of September, they could make the downward extended stop and which will result in a quick upward move and upward shift in trading zone, which could last till year end. Okay. Any other question? So that will answer. Otherwise, I'll conclude the webinar. Hope you have seen all the slides. So keep in mind that it is the trend reversal time. The market is expected to make the whips of moves. So carefully trade with hedging order and limit the risk and maximize the profit when they are making quick moves. When they are making quick moves, it is not patient testing game. It is a question of quickly grabbing the profit of 60, 75 pips in a matter of about 5-10 minutes, provided you are on the right direction. So identify the quick moves or false move. Whenever they make a quick upward move, once they stop cutting the high, take a sell. And they make a very quick downward move. Once they stop cutting the low for 30 minutes, take a buy. We'll be able to really see the profit in a shorter duration during such monthly trend reversal time. Okay. Thanks for all your nice words. And I'm giving all these webinars mainly to educate the small traders, because small traders consistently lose money in the market and become poorer and poorer. So I thought that somebody should extend the helping hand to such people so that they'll be able to earn and at least take care of their life. Not becoming rich, that is not my intention. At least they don't lose money and understand what is really happening in the market and able to earn what is required for them and be happy with that. So wish you all happy trading. I'll come back on 3rd September, Thursday, and review the forecast, what I've given. And also we'll talk about that ECB press conference and non-farm payroll, which are going to be seen on Thursday and Friday. Wish you all happy trading. Trade with care.